Hi students, now in this class we will discuss about fourth unit. The fourth unit name is Floriculture. We had been successfully completed 3 units. I don't know what you learned and are you followed my classes extra, I don't know. So first of all, we complete this portion in 3 units. So now we will discuss about fourth unit. The fourth unit name is Floriculture. Having some topics are there. Ornamental plants, flowering annuals, herbaceous, perennials, divine vines, shade and ornamental trees, ornamental bulbous, foliage plants, cacti and succulents, ornamental palms, cultivation of plants in pots, indoor gardening, bonsai. First one is ornamental plants, flowering annuals. So in this session, how can you grow and develops the annuals by in previous procedure by means of selection of site. So first one is selection of site. For any crop development, we follow some components by this manner. First of all, selection of site, and laying of the soil, and selection of seeds. So which one we required, different types of varieties are there in the same species or in different species, and then seed sowing, so after sowing completion and after the seedling development, so further step is transplanting. And caring techniques. So here caring techniques means by means of supplying of watering, manure, pesticides in case of pests or fall on the plants, fungicides, insecticides, or including the process of the development of ornamental plants like flowering annuals. So here some components are given in our topic. Here the general landscape design, lawns, trees, shrubs and other permanent features are of fundamental importance are any garden. Annuals are a group of plants which grow from seeds, flowers and die within 1 year or one season. In addition, there is group called preannuals which are perennials but flower in the first year and do not survive usefully another year. So annuals provide a beautiful display of color in the garden. Many of these plants are unequally for their length of flowering, color range, easy of cultivation, general adaptability, height and shape of the plant. And in addition of many of the annuals possesses good fragrance, and annuals can be grown in the ground or as potted plants. The uses of annuals as well as biennials are many and varied in a garden. And then in the temperature countries of Europe, annuals are put into the following three groups for the purpose of the cultivation. As the temperature there are very low, the same classification may hold good for hill stations in India. Hardy annuals, they need no artificial aid for their growth and flower freely in the open. Half hardy annuals, these need snowing under glass but are later planted out in beds. Tender annuals, they are cultivated under glass protected from the vagaries of adverse weather conditions. In India, the annuals are generally classified according to the season when they are grown wise: winter annuals, summer annuals and rainy season annuals. The list of winter annuals is lengthy, but a few important ones are anthuriums, Azeratum, Calendula, Cineraria, Petunia, Salvia, Sweet Pea and Viola. And the summer annuals includes Casmas, Coreopsis, Gaillardia, Portupaca, Sunflower, Tithonia and Ginnia. I want to explain again to you. The summer annuals includes Casmas, Coreopsis, Gaillardia, Portupaca, Sunflower, Tithonia and Ginnia. The rainy season annuals in addition to the above summer annuals includes Balsam, Coxcomb, Gomphrena and Marigold. So, and then selection of soil on site and layout. In general, the annuals thrive best in deep, well-drained and well-cultured soil which is not acidic in nature. If soil is acidic, addition of time will be necessary to make it neutral as far as possible by using of calcium carbonate or other components. In clay soil, the addition of time will break up to the stiff soil, and an application of sufficient organic matter will make the soil porous. In sandy soil also, a lot of organic matter should be added, and whenever possible this should be improved upon with the addition of clay. And sowing of seeds, it is to general practice to raise the seedlings in nursery and then transplant them in beds or pots. In previous classes, we have been studied the type of sowings and etc. So there are drilling, broadcasting, like etc. So first, the seeds can be sown in eastern seed pans or pots, wooden seed trays, raised nursery beds or seed frames. Before sowing, the seeds are treated with little fungicide such as Captain, Orsan or Sirsan to prevent the seedling from getting fungal diseases. And even untin sowing is of particular importance as crowded seedlings often perish by damping off. Damping is one of the disease caused by fungi in several plants, even in vegetative plants or flowering plants or ornamental plants also. And then small seeds such as petunia may be mixed with a little quantity of fine silver sand to get uniform sowing. Immediately after sowing the seeds, watering is done carefully with a fine rose can. And then pricking of flowering annuals. So this is a term given to the operation of transferring the young seedling to another pan or tray. So as soon as the seedlings are sufficiently large To handle these are pricked with the help of pointed stick or a metal label in previously prepared holes and compost around the collar, and the roots of the seedlings is trimmed carefully. The compost in this case will be a little richer than that of the seed pan, and this operation ensures healthy growth of the seedlings. The whole operation should be carried out with extreme care so as not to damage the very fragile stem and root. And then transplanting. In earlier classes, we had been discussed about transplanting also. What is the means by transplanting, and where the transplanting or occur by using the plant in the development of crop. The time of transplanting the seedlings is generally 1 month after sowing when they have developed 4 leaves. A day or two before the actual transplanting operation, water is withheld to harden the seedlings. This operation reduces the chances of mortality. Transplanting is done on a cool, cloudy day or in the evening, which enables the seedling to get established during the cool night. The bed for transplanting should be prepared thoroughly and the soil pulverized to a fine texture. A small hole is made at the place where the seedling is to be inserted, and the soil around the roots and the neck of the plant is pressed firmly. If the seedlings are grown in nursery pots, a large enough hole is dug to accommodate the seedlings are grown in with the mass of compost. And next session is watering and feeding. The most common mistake done by the amateurs is daily watering of the established seedlings. This is extremely harmful. Daily light watering is needed only for about a week after transplanting. Thereafter, the correct method is to flood the beds first, and then weeding and hoeing are done after a couple of days when the soil is gust moist. The soil is then allowed to dry before the next flooding. It has already been mentioned that the ground should be received at the time of soil preparation, and sufficient organic matter, which is vital for plant growth and development. The chemical fertilizers are added in small doses during this time, so we may be prefer as a green or compost or biofertilizers. And next segment is stacking, pinching and disbudding. The plant with weak, slender or straggling stems will need stacking when they are 15 to 20 centimeters tall. When creepers such as sweet pea, morning glory, nasturtium, etc. will also need necessary supports, which has been dealt with separately along with each other flower later. Stack prepared with split bamboos are painted. Green painting of the sticks with green helps conceal them among the green plants. Jute, cotton and pigeon pea sticks are also useful as stacks. Many seedlings such as carnation, marigold and dianthus need pinching at this stage. Aster, cosmos and zinnia develop flower buds as early as when these are only 5 to 10 centimeters high and are pinched off. The number of buds per stem is reduced by disbudding the axillary buds if large flowers are desired. So, and next topic is classification of annuals. We will discuss later in next class. So, first of all, I want to explain again the basic component of flowering annuals and the general cultivation procedure. Here, in the floriculture means development of flowering plants or in the field are called as floriculture, or the study of flowering plants are called as floriculture. This having some subtopics are there: ornamental plants, flowering annuals, herbaceous, perennials, divine vines, shade and ornamental trees. And next one is ornamental bulbous and foliage plants, cacti and succulents. Ornamental palms. Cultivation of plants in pots, indoor gardening like bonsai. So ornamental plants like flowering annuals, the general cultivation procedure is mainly we select the soil which is suitable which is suitable for the plant cultivation. And then in previous class we had been discussed about what is the soil, which soil should be preferred for the cultivation of flowering plants, etc. So the soil is the mixture of organic matter, minerals, gases, liquids and organisms that together support life. The Earth's body of soil is the pedosphere, which has four important functions. It is a medium for plant growth. The Earth's body of soil is the pedosphere. The study of the soil is called as pedology, and it has four important functions, which is one is it is a medium for plant growth. It is medium for plant growth. The another technical method are there without using soil for the development of plant or cultivation, such as called as under this soil solution, not by the using of soil, which is called as hydroponics. Hydroponics. So what is means by hydroponics? In previous class we had been discussed and studied and learnt about briefly hydroponics. In SV University also taken up as a part of PG courses as hydroponics. And second step of the soil importance is to storage of water or water storage. And supply and purification, water supply and purification. And it is modifier of Earth's atmosphere. And it is a habitat for organisms. So the soil you use in container should be light or airy. The problem with potting soil is that it dries out quickly. To reduce watering, like to add some garden soil or some topsoil to the potting mix so that it hold moisture longer. This also reduces the cost. And then soil laying. So garden beds are the common beds used for the growing shrubs, perennials, annuals. So we have to see the soil composition first. Most garden soil does not have enough organic matter in it. Organic matter feeds the plants, makes the soil more friable, adds more air to the soil and feeds the all important microbes, and use it as a mulch and layer it on top of the soil. We have to reduce the buying of the soil for gardens. So do you need to raise the level of the existing soil to make it higher? In that case, add topsoil. It is the one of the product that will maintain the desired level, but even it settle a bit. If you want to add organic material, then use compost or manure. So don't add soil or product that contains soil. And next topic is, next procedure is selection of variety seeds. So very important role. What type of required characters do you need to develop the cultivation? That we choose collecting from the nurseries or from the horticulture or agriculture departments or seed banks, etc. And then sowing. So generally sowing of seeds which is towards the eastern seed pans or pots or wooden seed trays, raised nursery beds or seed frames, so which are generally 1 to 1.2 meters broad or 60 centimeters deep and of a convenient length, which may be anything from a few meters to 20 meters or more. After sowing the seeds, so next procedure is pricking. So this is the term given to the operation of transferring the young seedling to the another pan or tray, nothing but for the transplanting process. It is very carefully segment for transplanting of the plant. And then here some important flowering annuals are chosen. Here hardy annuals, half hardy annuals. Hardy annuals means they need no artificial aid for their growth and flower freely in the open. Half hardy annuals, they need snowing under glass but are later planted out in buds. Tender annuals means they are cultivated under glass protected from the various adverse weather conditions. So we can choose as a development of flowering annuals are classified into three classes. One is hardy annuals, half hardy annuals, tender annuals. So generally in India the annuals are classified according to the season. When they are growing wise, winter annuals, summer annuals and rainy season annuals. The list of winter annuals is lengthy, but a few important ones are anthuriums, azeratum, calendula, cineraria, petunia, salvia, sweet pea and viola. And the summer annuals includes cosmos, coreopsis, Gylodia, Patupaca, sunflower, Tithonia and Ginnia. And the rainy season annuals in addition to the above summer annuals includes balsam, coxcomb, gomphrena and marigold, etc. We can choose for the different kinds of species and development of flowering annuals. And then soil sites and seed sowing. So I didn't collect the images for these segments or for this process. You may collect the pictures from the YouTube or Google and then pictures send into group. So in earlier classes also I given to work some, but nobody cannot update here. So in earlier classes also I told to you, in case of not in update by you, I absent to in my class and list out absentees in my class. and given to the office. Next, transplanting process. In earlier classes also we learnt what are the different kinds of transplanting are there. So each one, it is same for annuals, perennials, herbaceous plants and divine plants also. And in previous class also discussed about what is the segment of watering, like irrigation by using different machinery wise, and feeding means nothing but to provide the manure or fertilizer. So here some information only I give you to you. In previous class I given, so that's why you place it. So another one is stocking. Stocking is nothing but to support the plant, which is a tall and slender weaky plant need support. So when we support to the plant by using a bamboo plant, and pinching is nothing but a apical dominance to remove the extra branches and develops the extra branches to remove the apical part of the plant. And then disbudding is nothing but younger bud. When we pinch, lateral buds are developed fastly and quickly, like this. Mostly creepers, sweet pea, morning glory, nasturtium also needed the necessary support by this process. Some other jute cotton, pigeon pea sticks also as stacks instead of bamboo. So many seedlings such as carnation, marigold and dianthus need pinching at this stage. Some other plants like aster, cosmos and zinnia develop flower buds as early as. So when these are only 5 to 10 centimeters high and are pinched off, the number of buds per stem is reduced by disbudding the auxiliary buds if large flowers are desired, etc. And the next topic is classification of annuals. So here several kinds of annual plants are there: early blooming annuals, late blooming annuals and white flowered annuals. Yellow and orange flowered annuals. Annuals for hanging basket. Blue, purple and lavender flowered annuals. Annuals for rockery. Fragrant annuals. Annuals suitable for shade. Some annuals and their culture like Azuratum, Althea rosea, Amaranthus, Campanula medium, Theranthus kiri, Cosmos bipinnatus, Dianthus barbatus, Euphorbia heterophylla, Helianthus annuus, Lathyrus odoratus, Impatiens balsamea, and Mirabilis jalapus, etc. We will discuss to next class.